Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media technology, and items of interest that come up during the week, to include shorts that allow us to have a little bit of a discussion. I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, as well as everyone here on YouTube, for your guys' continued support.
We start things off from the Washington Times. Woke Disney broke Disney. Left-wing activism is hurting Mickey Mouse's bottom line. And as we have talked about here on the BuzWeaver channel for years, if you're a business, if you provide a service in your industry, and you want customers to be a part of your business for your product and your goods and your services, then allow everyone to use your product, services, and goods, because that's what business is about. But when you selectively and intentionally single out groups of individuals that you want to prop out to leverage to make yourselves look good, you become disingenuous. It looks awful and it's terrible. But not only that, our culture and institutions have been hijacked by wokeness, by leftism. And this is what happens when you try to side with the left. You alienate and isolate all the rest of the people. And so your business suffers because you're placing all your attention on a particular group of people just to make yourselves look good. The Walt Disney Company's foray into political activism hasn't been good for business. In a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC as most people know them as, last week, company leaders disclosed the possibility that a misalignment with public and consumer taste and preferences with our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals might impact demand for our entertainment offerings. No, what they're saying here is we made a decision to go woke. We made a decision to go with the left. We made a decision to prop up and focus only on a certain particular group of people instead of being actually inclusive, instead of just being inclusive to everyone to enjoy your business, goods, or service. No, you had to go with a select group of people, change the dynamics, change the dimensions, change the objects, change characters, change identities of things to appeal to a very small group of people. Now, I'm not saying exclude those people so that your business can succeed. I am simply saying just be inclusive and allow everyone to come there. You don't have to selectively look at a group of people and say, hey, look, we're righteous and virtuous because we've done X, Y, and Z. It's absolutely absurd. It's like the people that carry around cameras and they go and they give things to homeless people and stuff. They're glorifying themselves. If they genuinely wanted to help people, they would go and help people. They don't need to film themselves doing it. That's an understatement. Disney's latest high-budget female-led superhero film, The Marvels, opened with a thud, bringing in a paltry $46 million opening weekend, among the worst opening weekend performances for Disney-owned Marvel Studios. Its last Avengers film made $2.7 billion over its entire 2019 run, yet the current offering will struggle to recoup the cost of production. That's right, because when the Avengers and other things were made, they were made for a wide general audience. They weren't selectively looking to change characters. They weren't looking to change identities. They weren't looking to make all of these left woke ideological changes so that they could appeal to a wider group of people, when in reality they were just targeting a certain group of people. And the idea, as I always said, include everyone. Just have your business and promote your goods and your services. Promote that. And then people will go to your business. You don't have to appeal to a certain group of people with a certain group of ideology, philosophy, and worldview. Just create your business to appeal to a wider audience. It's what businesses have always done. That's what I would do if I had a business. I mean, if I had a grocery store, I want everyone to go to the grocery store. Just like my channel. Everyone is welcome here on the channel. I don't selectively pick out conservatives or Republicans or identitarians or Green Party particular people and leverage them all up. I don't do that. No. I want everyone to come here. If you disagree, you disagree. Everyone is welcome here. And I think it's perfectly put, because here on the BuzWeaver channel, as we say, we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the tumult, we take the confusion, and we make it as simple as possible. And Elon Musk illustrates that right here. What I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. F them. And that's as simple as you can put it. That's as simple as we have outlined it here on the BuzWeaver channel for all this time. You have groups of people out there, like the media and the establishment out there right now, trying to appeal to a certain group of people, just like we saw recently here with Joe Biden forgiving even more student loan debt. Why? Because his polling is so terrible, he believes that, or the strategy is, of course, as you can imagine, that if you forgive all this debt to these particular groups of people, these educated individuals, that, you know, they're basically buying votes. I mean, it's the simplest way of putting it in direct, simple language, but I think Elon Musk sees it perfectly. This is the way we've covered it here on the channel. That is that if you have a business, a good or a service, you appeal to everyone. You don't have to necessarily pick out certain groups of people, you know, enjoy particular holidays or observances and those sorts of things. I totally understand all of that. But when you are selectively and intentionally looking at certain groups of people within our cultural, within the current culture, it's gonna backfire. We saw that with Bud Light with Dylan Mulvaney. Average, everyday, ordinary people are dealing with their lives, right? They're trying to provide for themselves. They're trying to provide for their families. They just don't have the energy, the effort, the motivation to then have to make extra efforts ideologically, emotionally, or psychologically to adapt to another person's ideological philosophies and worldview. If we're Americans, we're all Americans. If we're all out there going to the grocery store, we're all out there going to the grocery store, the bank, the store, wherever you have to go, the hardware store, wherever you're going, it's all Americans. It should always be inclusive to everyone. It shouldn't be a selective group of people for a selective group of ideology, philosophy, worldview, even when it's in movies or television shows. You guys know this. You see this in every show. There's always some sort of ideological bend in so many TV shows. A certain group of people have to look this way. A certain group of people with this ideology has to be in this film. A certain lifestyle has to be in... It's absolutely absurd. You know, people are getting tired of it. Not to mention the fact that the alienation of individual groups of people would normally be like a majority, right? And that is, of course, the majority now is realizing, hey, you know, we've been tolerant. We tried to put up with this. We tried to adapt to all of this nonsense that's going on, but we've had enough, right? People in general have had enough of this nonsense. We understand and identify with individuals who may be more marginalized. There are individuals, sadly, out there that are picked on or bullied and so forth and so on. And so we need to help these individuals out. We don't necessarily have to put them on some sort of pedestal. We don't necessarily have to provide some particular service or anything else. We just need to be aware of this and be kind to everyone. Just be kind. We have a Be Kind movement organization out there, and that should get more prominence than trying to selectively and individually select groups of individual people to promote a business, a good, or a service to make yourselves look good. It's very sad. It's very ridiculous. And the thing, too, is the second thing here is that these people don't learn from these mistakes. Budweiser, Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch is certainly learning, and maybe Disney is now learning, and many of these other companies are now learning, like Target, for example, and others. They're just now learning. So they had to go the hard way. They had to lose. They had to take the gamble. Maybe they thought it was worth the risk, but you're talking about a very small group of people that you're trying to appeal to with your business, and you should just be appealing to everyone and just make everyone welcome and inclusive to your business. And that's what I have for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, as well as if you're an Amazon Prime member or order frequently from Amazon, those influencer links are down below the video. You guys can use those as your landing page. It helps out the channel, and it's much appreciated. So thank you guys across New Tech, as well as here on YouTube, for all your guys' continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that'd be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel, and I'll see all you guys behind the Galaxy phone camera next week.